Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all doing great and hope you all having an awesome weekend. I hope you guys are relaxing as well. Some time off from the charts. I love the weekends when I'm not looking at the charts, but I also love my weekdays when the markets are open. But we must relax over the weekend so that we can come back stronger and we can able to think better for trading when the weekend's over. Not stuck in the wrong trades, and make sure we have a stop loss there so that if the things goes against us, we are not just thinking all about the markets over the weekends. So make sure guys, you trade with the proper risk management so that you don't get stressed out and you don't get disrupted in your family and personal life. Now, on the weekends video, like I always do, I always try to give you some good lessons, good examples of the trades I've taken, some losses I've taken throughout the week, some trades I've personally taken, and all that stuff that happens throughout the week. Now last week not much happened because not many prices hit my zones. We are still waiting for the price to get to those levels and zones. Maybe next week we're going to have some good opportunities. Last week was awesome, I would say. It was great week. But this week was a bit slow, but we had lots of good pullback entries. The one I teach to my students, to you guys every single week. That is something I'm going to show you. And some good example of the trades I've taken. For example, I've taken one good platinum trade, a trend line trade on both time frame, one higher, one smaller. One is the intraday setup, one is the swing trade setup. So that is something, a very good lesson to learn why I've taken that trade and how I've entered and how we can recover the losses by taking one good trades as well. So also guys, I highly recommend you, if you are watching my videos, I highly recommend you to watch my weekends video because on those videos I can show you how my strategies are actually playing out. The things I'm teaching every single day are playing out without ifs, without buts. When there is clear condition, we enter with stop loss and take profit. So if you have any doubts, Omar, if your strategies work or what can we expect from your courses, that is something you can get a glimpse on my weekends video. And I'm very, very careful to take my trades. I only take high probability setups, A+ setups for my personal trading. If I think that something is a bit fishy, I don't take it. Doesn't matter. That's my hard-earned money and I don't like to risk my money just for something I'm not really sure of. So make sure if you are looking into my courses or if you're looking what to expect from my videos, from my priority groups, make sure you watch my weekends video because there I show every single trade with full transparency. Sometimes I show my live running trades. I can't show every single trade because of the YouTube policy. But make sure you watch it because whatever I show in the weekends video, that is something I've done live and then once it happened, I show that over the weekend. So let's begin this week with the first part, and then in the second part we're going to do the commodity analysis like nat gas, gold, silver and crude oil. Now I'm going to start with the results of January. Now we are in the Feb. We have a good week so far. Now if you guys know me, I share this result every year. Last 3 years were the profitable, but the last year was an okay year, still a profitable year, but I have not added video alerts in the last year's results. If I would have added that, then trust me, the results would be really, really better. Because this year, since last year, I've been sending you the video alerts with exact stops and target. Not just trade alerts. Trade alerts is 1 to 4 times a week or 1 to 3 times a week, I would say. And then video alerts is there as well where I give you exact targets. Now, starting with the results of this month so far, we are still up 60% and we have gained 4,893 pips. Not gained out of that minus these pips right here. But overall, the gold has given us some insane amount of profits, and these trades excluding the trades I mentioned in my live session. These are only the trades I sent as an alert to your email and the trade I send you as a link of video as a video alert. But guys, you might be missing these trades because you might be watching these alerts maybe next day, maybe a couple of hours later. Maybe you're not active, you're busy, but personally, I've been taking these trades. If I can show them in a real time when I'm taking these trades, if you can see that these are the trades playing out from last 3 years, then you can do it as well. So make sure you have a good risk management. You are not over trading. You are not trying to make money in a single trade, which normally beginner traders would like to do. So this month we took one successful nat gas trade, that is cool. We took one gold trade as a video alert, which I've shown already in my previous weekend's video. Silver trade has played out perfectly fine, and these are the 3 commodities that has boosted up my results. Forex is still warming up. We'll see how that goes throughout the year. So for now, that is a winner. We are still up in the profits. Now, coming back to the reports I sent to the members. Now, if you guys trade Nifty, that is a page up already. That is why I want to start with that. Now, that is a report sent to the members, as you can see right here, to keep an eye. And as I'm expecting a possible bounce from both Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty, and that is something we have successfully predicted, and that has nicely played out. That was a video alert sent to the members as well. If you are my YouTube member, or if you are my priority member, or my full student, then you have also received the video. But as you can see, that was sent on 25th of January, and that perfectly played out. Now, I want to show you a good example of a trade I've taken, which is my trend line entry. But before that, I want to show you my loser. Now, like I said, every week, this was a trade I've just shown you right here. GBP CAD was a loss, which is exactly right here, the video alert I've sent to the members. And that has not played out. That was a stop loss hit for me. And as you can see, not every trade would be a winner. But if you look at these entries, the pullback entry bullish, that didn't play out here. But if you look here, exact same entry I've got. If you are my student, you know what entry I'm talking about here. That played out. That was not sent as an alert, but that was my personal trade. That is something I also teach to my student, and that entry is called a swing low pullback entry you learn in the course. And then we have NZD CAD, that is still running for me, about to hit my take profit, but still pushes down. Now, last week I've shown you some trade which was right here, USDJPY. I said that is still running, and if you see that this week, that played out. So that is something I also show you, my live running trades that you can also verify next week. And if you want to watch my weekend's video, the last weekend's video, that was a few trades that was still running, I've shown, and this week you can see the results as well. So one more pullback entry that is still running, and we'll see how that goes. And then we have GBP USD, exact same entries I've shown you, a pullback entry bullish. Now, the reason I've not managed this trade, because that was already at the highest point, that was way above the EMAs, that there was a very likely chance of the pullback. That is why I just came out exactly at the targets you learn in the course. So here, the winner for me, AUD NZD, was a pullback entry bullish. That was a break-even trade for me. The target one was hit. I've moved my stop loss to break even, and that came out in profit, and that was a break even for me. So you see, even if you have one stop loss hit, you don't give up. You only give up, or you only get scared if you have placed all your money in the one trade and then you find a next opportunity. You doubt yourself that what if that didn't play out? If the previous one never played out, the next one will not play out, because you were over trading. You were over risking with your account balance. So I've shown you the multiple entries. That is my strategy. I've been trading from last so many years, and showing you guys as well, and being played out. And with that, one more trade I want to show you which didn't play out, which is my aggressive entry that hit my stop loss. Now, talking about aggressive entries, I was looking to buy from the zone to go long, right? But that didn't play out. That was a perfect level for me. As you can see previously, back in 25, that level has played out a level of significance. For me, that was an A+ setup for aggressive entry. If that didn't play out, that is totally fine. Now, if you're someone who say, Omar, if you wouldn't have a stop loss there, then that would be a winner. No, I wouldn't do that. That is just once. Imagine if you have entered right here, and you say one day it will push us back up, but all the way from here, and you don't have a stop loss. For example, you entered right here and you didn't place a stop loss, then this pain would be around 200 pips. Would you able to survive this 200 pips, or would you able to stay calm with the loss of 200 pips until you start seeing these move, and you don't even know if this move is going to happen? That is why I don't even care if the price pushes back up. Stop loss is hit, I'm out. That is an example of aggressive entry. I've shown you the example of pullback entries, multiple examples that has been playing out. If one didn't play out, which was again this one, GBP CAD, I've shown you the other multiple entries that played out and recovered my loss. So talking about USD CAD, this didn't play out. That is my other strategy from the zone. But I want to show you one more trade that has played out, which is what? Which is NZD/JPY. Now you see that is 189 pips for me. And I'm not just saying that to show you for the sake of video. That is something I've clearly mentioned in my live session to the members to be prepared to enter this trade. So let me show you the clip from the live session so that you can see how we have entered this trade. NZD/JPY has nicely bounced up from the zone that was previously broken. Now let me give you a preparation to do this week. So that's a zone you need to mark on your charts here. Now wait till the price come down, which it will, I guess, come down, reject, form double bottom. If that happens, I'll be going long by keeping a stop loss just below the zone, an ATR below this wick, and then I will go 1 to 1 and then 1.4 to 1 will be my second target. Awesome. So these type of trades can recover your losses, and that is what you call patience and getting yourself prepared for the right condition. Perfect push up from my zone. Rejected twice. I've not entered here aggressively. I've clearly mentioned in my live session that I'll be waiting for the price to come back down, give me a solid condition. Rejection again for me to go long. So if USDJPY didn't play out, this has played out, and that is something you need to learn and understand. My weekends videos are here to show you these results, to show you these entries, how I'm personally entering with the right condition. If I'm taking the losses, how on the other hand I'm also making profits, and the profits is always more than the losses. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I want to talk about the trend line trading. Now, it is something I have not yet put in the course, but that is something is going to get in the course soon. Like I said, like I promised, I'm uploading lots of content this year. I've uploaded a vlog as well. I'll be uploading a podcast with a broker, and I'll be uploading a podcast with my student as well by the end of February. That is why things get really busy, but that is something I've been telling you, teaching to my members in my live session, so that you still don't miss out what I'll be looking at, what I'll be putting in the course. So you're still not missing out, but I'll be putting that in the course as well soon, and then I'll be adding those in the results. So I want to show you a platinum trade I've taken and how I've taken this trade. Very simple and very easy. Doesn't look simple, eh? You're wondering why have you entered right at this big candle? No, I have not. First, I want to show you the clip how I've entered this trade, then we're going to connect the dots from there. So keep an eye on platinum here. Now that's my discretionary style of trading. Now here on this platform, if we are broken below this trend line, we are falling likely to 50 EMA. That's a discretionary trading. So solid close will confirm the move towards the downside if you are looking at platinum. Platinum works really fine with trend lines. That is the area from where I'll be buying, but once broken below, I'll be selling by keeping a stop loss. The way I mark my stop loss here, so once I have a break, I'll keep a stop loss above the wick and I'll go short. So perfect. Now let me tell you the logic of taking this trade. And you guys know I don't trade with guesses. Even though if I'm doing discretionary trading, in my discretionary style of trading, there is still an objective rules. In subjectivity, I still add some objective rules. Now, this was a trend line drawn when? Drawn on 4-hour time frame. As you can see, I've connected the low here, and the low here. And the trade I've taken, that was a breakout of the trend line, which is exactly right here. Now on 4-hour, you wouldn't even get a chance to enter. You can't enter right here, right? But on 1 hour, you get an early signal because that was a top-down analysis. Trend line drawn on 4-hour, that still has some rules how to draw that, but that is something. Like I said, I'm going to put in the course with the full rules, but coming back on 1 hour. So as soon as I've seen the breakout, now this could be a fake out as well, but looking at the previous historical data, lots of touches right here, 3 and 4 touches, that makes it solid rejection trend line. And then on 1 hour, I have entered exactly right here, and that was a pain in the ass for me. Now, I have set my stop loss to the major trend line right here. Sorry, I've set my take profit to the major trend line right here. And it was about to hit my take profit, and immediately it pushes back up, put me in the loss. Imagine the profit I was getting here and then the loss I was getting here. Now that is a patience you need to have in trading, and that is something you guys lack if you're not a profitable trader yet, because that is a place you'll be coming out in a fear that you will be in the loss. You might be coming out in the loss, but once you set to take profit, once you set your stop loss, why are you getting scared of? You have already decided your loss. You have already decided your take profit. Yes, the take profit could be managed, but the loss has been decided that you are only going to come out when the stop loss is hit. So only then you are coming out. But for the take profit, when the take profit is hit, I tend to manage it till where I want to manage it. But here, as the price pushes up, but eventually it hit my take profit. Now, it also hit my trend line right here. Now, there'll be two conditions I'll be looking at. Either a bounce from the major trend line, because previously, as you can see, we had multiple bounces and the price pushes up, or either a break of the trend line. But how are you going to know that if the price is going to bounce or break? Conditions. Confirmation, which is a pin bar, a 382 bullish candle, which is a bullish engulfing candle. These are the confirmation candles you look at to see a breakout. No confirmation, so I wouldn't enter here. Just with a blind guess, I want to see a confirmation. No confirmation, right? The price pushes up, forms a bearish engulfer. Now that was my bearish confirmation. You guys know this entry. Then what happens? It breaks below. Now, you see how awesome the top-down analysis is with using the trend line? That was drawn on 4-hour, entry on 1 hour. This was drawn on daily, as you can see, on daily time frame. That was a trend line drawn on daily, exactly here. And on daily time frame, you weren't even able to enter here because that was a big candle. But if you go back on 4 hour, that was my breakout candle, and then that hit my take profit. I kept my stop loss. I kept my take profit till the support where I came out of this trade. That is something you call doing your analysis in a right way. Having a stop loss there, do your research, look at the price action, and then you can able to make money. Now, you say, Omar, that is one guess maybe. Okay, you can say that, but I want to show you exactly similar trade I've taken. Whatever I say, I show you my live sessions as well. The live session is on my YouTube videos. If you're someone who wants to join my group, you'll get the access to these live sessions as well. But I want to show you one more entry I've taken in Forex, which is CHFJPY. Now, remember I've just told you that how I'll be entering the trade from the trend line with confirmation. Previously, a nice bullish engulfer, pushed up, no confirmation. It started all from a bullish engulfer. It came back down to the trend line and it forms what? One confirmation here. Second confirmation here. If you would have entered right here, that would be a take profit as well. But I've entered early where at a 382 bullish candle. That is how many pips? 1.221, 158 pips profit for me. So I want to show you the clip where I mentioned about this entry in the live session. CHF is now nicely hitting the trend line, rejecting here. That's my discretionary trading. And guys, there's no just a pin bar, very risky, and that is something we can expect the price to push up from here, at least to the recent highs. Nice one. So you see another winning trade using the trend line. Now that is something I want you guys to look and learn as well. Maybe backtest it. I have some rules which I can't explain in the single video, but I think that is enough to tell you how I trade trend lines from the top down analysis. I hope you're getting a value and hope you got a value out of this one. If yes, make sure to hit a like button on that note. So that perfectly played out here, giving me some profit. So if I had a loser at the start of the week, these are the trades can give you some good results, and then you can move ahead week by week, month by month, and at the end of the year you still come out profitable. Finally, I want to add two trades I want to mention here, the one I've taken and the one I didn't take, why I didn't take that. But first we have USD Japanese yen that nicely broken below my zone. The previous structure, the previous support that was broken has now turned resistance, and then we had a pullback. Follows what? Follows a swing high bearish engulfing entry. Now that is one of my valid aggressive entry, and that is also one of my valid pullback entry. So I've set both targets, one with aggressive entry which is 182 pips, and a second target is 93 pips. So I've taken two trades with a split risk. So first, the smaller target was hit and I moved my stop loss to break even and let it run to the next target. That is 183 pips. So as you can see, more than 200 pips has been hit, and that is how I take my trade. And that is not a random target. That is something I exactly teach my students, how you can take your stops and target according to this strategy and according to this strategy. So that is something that plays out, and I want to show you the clip where I mentioned about this trade, how the break and retest works. So let's start with USD Japanese yen. As usual, the price just broken below the previous structure that has now become a likely resistance. Now that is the level from where I'll be selling this pair with pullbacks and bearish confirmation. So only selling this pair with pullbacks, very likely chance with a pullback, and if there's a bearish engulfer, I'll be going short. And keep an eye on this pair. We might be getting a nice opportunity this week and only selling. Nice one. So that's perfectly played out as expected. Nice break and retest. Bearish engulfer nicely played out, hitting both targets. And one we had Euro CHF that didn't play out, and that was on 1 hour time frame. The trade I have not taken because I've already mentioned in the last session that would be a risky trade that almost push up then pushes back down. So that was a stop loss hit. I want to mention that as well. So that's it for the first part of the video. I hope you got a value. Like I said, there's not many zones that played out this week. I mean, not many zones that reaches the price, that reaches the area which I was looking at for the counter trades. Maybe next week I'm going to show you all that if the price reaches those areas. But still, lots happened last week. Some trades I've taken with the A+ setups. That is something you need to understand as well. Not every trade is the A+ setup. Even though that's the A+ setup, might not play out. That is why we have a stop loss there. So let's begin the analysis of net gas, gold, silver, and crude oil. And crude oil starting with natural gas. And what a push up we have got from where? From the previous structure that was broken with bullish engulfing confirmation. and that nicely pushed up to almost hitting my 50 EMA. I'm going to talk about the gaps over the weekend, after the weekends, what to expect next. Previously, I've successfully predicted a gap in the correct way, and let's see how it goes this week, which I'm going to get to very shortly. But I want to show you the clip from the last video where I predicted this move, and then we can see what to expect next and how the price action might go this week level. So at this point, we are below 50 and 20 EMA, means we are expecting just a good bounce, looking at this bullish engulfing candle right here, or we might get a double bottom before the price pushes back up. That's the level of structure, the previous structure that was recently broken. Remember guys, I'll be only selling on NEMX platform if after this bounce I'll get a bearish engulfing candle on capital.com and Oanda. For now, the price closed above this triangle pattern, and looking at that, we might see a spike up short term. The pullback I was talking about here on NEMX, and then I'll be going short here if there is a valid condition. So that is why you don't need to get confused. Wherever you see a condition, whichever platform you follow, look the conditions on those platforms. So for now, I won't be entering aggressively, but that's a possible signal that price can give us a temporary bounce from here. Perfect. So let's connect the dots here. Now I've said that guys, look the conditions on your own platforms, right? I've already predicted a spike, but that was not an entry conditions for me. But the spike was there using discretionary style of trading. A breakout has given us some signals the price is going to push up from here. Looking at the previous analysis, that nicely played out. And if you look here on the other platform, we had a breakout hitting the first top right here, and we might see a double top right here, which I'm going to get to very shortly. And if you look here, hit 50 EMA and MCX as well. Now, as you can see, the price here on the futures platform like MCX and NEMX are below. So on the futures, the price is lower on $4. But on the spot, the price is about to hit $6 on both on Oanda and on capital.com. That is why we might see a price adjustment over the weekend. There is a chance the price open down in gap and catching up with futures as well. So here on Oanda, that is a chance we might see a gap down opening. But I also want to mention something else. Nut gas is very difficult if you talk about fundamentals. I mainly look at technicals, and technically it is a perfect commodity for me that has been running perfectly fine for the last 3 to 4 years according to my analysis I've posted. And if you look at futures is below. Now there is a chance that future can catch up with the spot here as well. That is why I always say enter with the conditions. If there is conditions, there is no ifs, there is no buts. But for now, I'm expecting a gap down opening because last week we had a rollover of contracts, which is right here. We are in Feb contract, and March spot might be adjusting the prices as well, and it might open down in gap. So what I'm expecting now, looking at the solid breakout confirms the trend continuation. And I'm now expecting a solid pullback as well. On daily, we had the strong bullish candle. As you can see on all the platforms, we have got a strong bullish candle bouncing up from the support. So in the long term, I'm still expecting a price to push high. Now in the last video, I've also mentioned that I'll be expecting a bounce from at least to 50 EMA. And if there is a bearish engulfer at 50 EMA, I will be going short. That is very simple and clear sell condition for me. Once the market opens, let's say it opens right here, or let's say it opens below 50 EMA, you have green, red candle, a bearish engulfer, then I will be going short till here, and then I will be going long if there is a double bottom. Very simple, step by step. First, I'm now looking to go short since the price is now at 50 EMA. And if there's a gap down opening, of course, we'll be looking at this level again for the possible retest and double bottom, and then I'll be going long again, which I keep you guys informed. Now, if the market opens above in gap, opens above 50 EMA, in that case, I'm then expecting a further continuation, and we can see a possible push up back to the level from where we sold natural gas. So at this point, don't get distracted from this level right here. We have no hurdles. We have only one level above. That is just a minor level from where you can expect some pullbacks. So I'm not marking that as a level, but that is a major level. So again, guys, bearish engulfer will confirm my sell signal, and I'll be going short till the previous lows, from where I'll be going long again with my condition. Break above, let's say we open above. I'll be looking for the pullback and bullish engulfer and keep on taking longs till it get to the next major level right here. So very important to see how it opens. My prediction is that price might open down in gap, but the conditions I've just mentioned what I'll be doing, even if the price open above or below, these are the conditions I'll be looking at. Overall, we are still bullish in an uptrend, not bearish till we are broken below this low. So keep looking for your bearish trade if there's a bearish engulfer below. Otherwise, just buying with the pullbacks above 50 EMA, very clear on NEMIX. But on Ovanda, my selling zone is 6801, goes up to 7214. That is my selling zone, still there, still intact, nice breakout. All I'll be looking at just a pullback and bullish engulfing candles. Aggressive entry, we can take it if we mark my Fibonacci tool. Now, aggressive entries can be risky since that's the start of a trend, or after the breakout, we might see a hit of 50% retracement. The limit order is here, the buy limit order, and the price can push up to level 1 and then 1.618 fib level. Again, it's going to be very risky. My personal preferable entry will be just a pullback and bullish engulfer. It could be above 50 EMA, could be above 20 EMA, but I want to see a pullback and then bullish engulfing confirmation to go long. If I get a retest of this previous structure again right here, then I'll be going long again if there is a solid engulfing candle to go long. So all I'm looking at the bullish signal and only buying with conditions. Sell will only happen from here, the zone I've just mentioned, or below this low. For now, I'm just expecting a buy after a pullback, but engulfing candle is something I want to see. Now remember, in my last video I've said that I'm expecting a bounce from here, and that bounce can go all the way to 50 EMA on NEMIX. That is exactly what I mean, and that is an example in front of you. That is why I said don't get confused when you look at the analysis. That is something I want to teach you. So the pullback I'm talking about here now, that could be a pullback from 50 EMA. And after the pullback is completed, there could be a double bottom from here to go long. And on the spot platform, if you trade here, that could be a pullback entry bullish for me to go long. Very simple. That is how I look at the charts. So that is how you need to look for the conditions. Only condition is something matters for me. Once I have the bullish engulfer, I'll be going long till here, going short from here with my entry confirmation. So keep an eye, and that is applicable on capital.com as well. Now on capital.com, we have reached the first top. That is a very crucial area, and that is something I'll be clearly looking at. If there is a strong bearish engulfer, that will be a sign of solid and strong pullback. Above 50 EMA, then I'll be going long from here. If you open above this high, then I'll no longer look for double tops. I'll be only looking for my bullish pullback entry. So very important to see. If there's a red candle here, rejects from here, then that's a signal, short-term signal that price is going to give you a solid pullback. Could be till 50 EMA, from where I'll be going long again till here. Very simple and very easy. Next up on MCX. Simply same as NEMIX. What I've said on NEMIX, that is applicable on this platform as well. Remove this level for now at this point for gas, and we are then looking at the level above, only this level. Till then, breaking above, pullback entry bullish, rejection from here. Bearish engulfer, we are going short till here. Exact same condition I mentioned on NEMIX. Hope that is clear. If not, you can always get in touch with me. Next up, we have gold. And what a solid breakdown of gold, a push down of gold. And I know lots of people would be buying here. But remember, I've told you about the conditions. And as you can see, it never broke above these highs. This anchor never broke above this high, and that is something we want to see. If the price pushes up, break above the previous highs, means we are likely going to push up and continue. But here it fails. Never break above. We have no double top, nothing, no conditions, no entries, and it massively pushed down. Aggressive entry again didn't play out. That is why aggressive entries are risky. But previously we have taken lots of aggressive trades, and out of 10 times, I would say 8 times it played out. But here it pushes down. And now we are broken below 50 EMA. Now, if you are my student, if you're learning my course, I know someone in the Discord group also spotted this entry, and that is correct. That is my fib entry, the one you learn in the course, and that has played out. If you're my student listening to my analysis, that is a very good example, happened on the recent date. And that is something exactly you learn with the exact rules. Now, that is not applicable everywhere. That is something has met my rules here. That is why that would be a valid entry. And that has played out, perfectly played out if you enter at the close, and how much move we have got here? $17. That is 17,000 pips. A big amount of move. So that played out, guys. If you have learned my course, no buy condition, but instead we got a sell condition. And if you're my student, you have made money right here. We are now broken below. We have two structures, one above, which is right here, and that is 5,000 level, goes up to 5,051, and we have one more structure, which is right here, which is 4520, goes up to 4574.23. I'll be selling from here again with bearish engulfer, must happen below 50 EMA. If there is a bearish engulfer, then I'll be going short again. That is my pullback entry bearish. That is my fib entry that played out, but I'm still looking for my bearish pullback entry. That could be a break, retest, fall. But we must see a valid entry condition. Then we have a zone below. If the prices keep on falling down, that is the level 4520.22, goes up to 4574.23. That's the level from where I'll be buying with my conditions like engulfers, double bottom. Double bottom will be better because that's a very minor level. From where I'll be going long, come out quickly because that's a downtrend. Could be a downtrend started and could fall to the next major levels right here, but I'll be taking an opportunity to get my profits and come out. So that's a level for the possible bounce. That's a level for the possible selling. That's my minor level, but I want to see a condition for me to sell, condition for me to buy. Keep an eye on these two levels. Till then, I'll be only looking for the pullback entry bearish to go short. Only selling with pullback entry. Same goes with silver. Silver dropped to this level, and that is also a minor anchor level, rejecting from here. Now, once the market opens, if you see a bullish engulfer here, that will be my aggressive entry. Going to be very risky since that's a minor level. But if we have a pullback and double bottom, that would be good entry, and then I'll be going long again. If there is no bullish engulfer, price starts to push up, then I'll be looking for the bearish pullback entry till here. So the next sell will only happen after the pullback, bearish engulfer, or once the body is close below this anchor, then I'll only look for the bearish trade. But for now, once the market opens, I'll be going long. If there is a bullish engulfer bounce, I'll be coming out because that's just a bounce I'm expecting, and then I'm expecting another fall with bearish conditions. So that is something I'm expecting here on silver. A bounce, a pullback, bearish engulfer to go short, breaking below this low, again pullback, bearish engulfer to go short till it get to the next major level, which I keep you guys informed. So expect a bounce if there is a confirmation candle. Next up, we have crude oil. Now, crude oil just hit my major structure resistance, the level I've already mentioned to you. And if you go back on 1 hour time frame, that has nicely played out. Go back on 4 hour, that is forming a possible double top all the way from here till here. And I want to see if that's a double top yet. No, not a double top yet. But keep looking for the price to push up again and look for the rejection. If you see a rejection like bearish engulfer, then I'll be going short by keeping a stop loss above and take profit 1-to-1 and manage to 1.2-to-1 or 4-to-1 reward to risk ratio. That is something I'm now looking at, a possible double top, but make sure we see a rejection candle here. No rejection candle if the price closed above this high. Previously, we were looking for the double top in this area. It never forms a condition here, but instead it closes above. That confirms the further upside move. Similar conditions we are looking at. If the price closes above, then we are expecting a further upside move, and then I'll mark the next level of resistance and keep you guys informed. For now, look for the possible hit of this level right here, these numbers. Price must reject from here without a body to close above. The wick is allowed to go above, that is fine. But if we have a pin bar 382, red candle, bearish engulfer, then that's my sell signal to go short. So we'll see how that goes. In the meanwhile, if you see a pullback from here, I'll be going long with my engulfing candle, which is my bullish engulfer, and then we can look at the major double top to go short again. So very simple and very easy. Have the zones above and below ready on your charts. Buy here, sell here with conditions. So that's it for today's video. Hope you got a value. If yes, hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're new so we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take